Home. I'm interested on your thoughts on black economic empowerment and how you feel black economic empowerment is panning out in South Africa. Is it net positive for the country, or do you think that somewhere along the line the philosophy behind black economic empowerment has actually been waylaid?
Yeah, if you look at the history of our country, it's certainly something that makes business sense, because you really cannot have the majority of the people being left out of the mainstream of the economy. We need to find efficacious ways of making sure that we expand the circle of beneficiaries and narrow the circle of losers from the process of black economic empowerment. We also need to look at ways of making sure that we use black economic empowerment as a springboard for South Africa's broader global competitiveness project.
Does
so that
it
we're
impact,
not just
though,
looking
the question
inward.
is, does black economic empowerment impact the broader population in South Africa as it stands? Are we not just empowering a few black elite?
I think the challenge is really to look at the lessons that we need to learn from the transactions that have been done thus far and from the philosophy that we've followed so far, and look at how we can improve it. I think after 5 years or 10 years of any initiative, you need to step back and look at what works and what doesn't work. And I think we need to
Do you think it can be improved upon?
I think there's always room for improvement. We need to really reshape the whole initiative, the whole black economic empowerment project in a way that improves access to public goods for the majority of South Africans, that improves access to social goods for the majority of South Africans. People must get access to education, to healthcare, to basic services that we see people crying loud about in different parts of the country.
Let's touch on political risk in South Africa, and there are a number of analysts out there at the moment building in a political risk premium to the South African rand, and that's as a result of the very vocal Julius Malema. When you open up a newspaper and you read the headlines and some of the statements that have been made, do you despair?
Not at all, because I think this country is on a sound footing, and I think what we're seeing, from my perspective, Bronwyn, is democracy at work. We're seeing contestation of positions. I would rather have that contestation rather than live in a dictatorship where people are afraid of saying what they want to say. I'd rather have a situation where there is contestation, there is debate, and out of the debate we can ultimately agree about what is good for the country, what is good for the national interest, how can business and government work together, how can civil society work with business and government in order to chart a way forward to making South Africa a globally competitive country within the next generation, and indeed to make South Africa a first world country, because I believe we've got all the ingredients to be a first world country over the next 30 years.
So it doesn't frighten you that perhaps Julius Malema is inciting racial wars with his very vocal agenda in South Africa?
I think there is a case to be made for us to have very sober and reasoned conversations that unite rather than divide, that build rather than destroy. And that's something that has got to be part and parcel of a very lively and vibrant democracy. And unfortunately, when you accept democracy, you do not want to really predetermine what people are going to say or not say. You have to engage with what people say so that you can hopefully change their perspective. The challenge facing South Africa is the global perception deficit that we suffer. We need to work together, hand in hand, build a coalition of the willing to really make sure that we build a positive and powerful, compelling brand for South Africa, Inc.
Did you at any stage think that you would be sitting here in your early 40s having achieved so much? In your very early 40s, may I add?
Not at all, actually. Not at all. I've never thought about, I've thought about achieving great things, but I always thought about having fun in whatever I do and going out there doing my best every day, and just knowing that my successes yesterday don't mean anything today. I have to continuously try and improve myself. I have to continuously tap into the knowledge and wisdom of others and build partnerships that work with others in order to achieve great things. And at Old Mutual, we're very proud that we're pursuing greatness and high performance in everything that we do. And I'm very proud of the team that I work with, which I am sure that will enable us in the next 5 years, as you asked me earlier on, to be really the company of choice for our customers, providing service excellence, providing a compelling value proposition, responding to their needs, whether it's needs about funeral products, whether it's needs about investing for a holiday, investing, to buy luxury things and all that. We really believe that we're well positioned to do that.
Kuseni, you've got a very long corporate career ahead of you. But let's jump now 30 years and you're sitting on your porch thinking about retirement. What would you like people to be saying about the legacy you've created in corporate South Africa?
I would like people to say that they were better off having met me and having worked with me, that I made a positive and powerful and enduring difference in my engagement and my interactions with them. And I would like people to really say that, I did my part to make society a better place for everybody, and indeed to make the world a better place for all the people of the world.